Okay. I'm thinking. Normally, what it says in the email that everybody gets about this class is email me your burning questions in advance.
Right.
So
Okay.
now I'm on the spot and I'm thinking. So you're gonna have to watch me think
Well,
for a minute.
I've got another question, which might be the solution.
Okay. What's the other question?
I got all these clouds
Yep.
and I don't know which cloud. I mean, I have all different ways to keep things like
Yep.
Dropbox, OneDrive, Cloud, and iCloud.
Yep.
So what happens if my computer crashes? Is everything going to still be in the cloud? Can I still retrieve it?
Only if you have put it in the cloud, if you had allowed that access. So it all depends on what you've done. If you've kept everything off the cloud, then no, you won't have what, and that's the point of the cloud and external drives is to protect your stuff in case. Carlene,
It's funny, I noticed recently, a couple of my students have email addresses that are the iCloud. One is the iCloud, and one is a totally different something.com. I'm thinking, holy cow, there's a whole new set of email addresses that I was
Yeah.
never aware of. I mean, it's expanded it's exponentially or something. I don't know. And
sure.
the other thing I wanted to say quickly is that I had a learning moment when I was teaching line dance, and I had my new iPad, and it was on its side, which is landscape. You know how, so there's portrait and there's landscape, right?
Right?
So the volume button changes depending on which angle it's at. If you have it at landscape, the down button is on top if you have it portrait. I'm just saying it's not the same button. I'm thinking, what the heck is this? Did anybody
Okay.
else know that? Oh my
Okay.
God. I
All
mean, I
right.
was trying to turn the volume up and it wouldn't go. And oh, geez, it's like weird. Just weird.
All right. So let's I thought you had a something to add to what
No,
Ann was talking about. That's three new
I'm sorry.
things. That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Terry?
Well, I had said to Anne quickly, because we just came in, that this might be something she could bring to one of the library guys that come here, anybody in the area too, that it might be easier for them. They're just miracles when they see your stuff instead of telling you the story.
For sure. So a couple of things I'm going to say about Ann's problem. So when people were still coming in, Ann was talking about that she has an issue with her laptop being full and her external hard drive not working when she plugged it in attempt to take stuff off of her computer. So so there are two main ways that you would want to keep your laptop really functioning well, and that is by keeping it relatively empty of things that are physically in it. So we're going to do some analogies here. When you have a laptop, it's a box, right? And that box has a certain capacity. Once you hit that capacity and you buy the capacity that you had on that laptop, then it's not going to accept other things. So I'm curious as to whether or not it's hard to tell whether or not the external hard drive that you're plugging in has been corrupted. You know, you said you plugged it in and it went black. Your laptop went black. So maybe something happened to the external hard drive. You know, they are sensitive. For instance, one of the ways that you can clean something off is with magnets, right? So if it's ever been near magnets or overheated, not a problem for you probably being too cold, but I believe that cold can also affect our devices. But my concern would be way more about something getting too hot in the keys than it being too cold, which can corrupt the actual physical mechanisms inside and thereby corrupt the data. So The other thing is when a device like a laptop is too full, asking it to do something else is often just too much. It just won't accept whatever it is because it's too full to deal with it. So in this class, one of the things that we've talked about many times is a review of pictures. And it's something that we talk about doing when we're sitting at the airport waiting for a flight, or when we're getting the oil changed on our car, or when we're waiting in the doctor's office, all these things that just we have nothing to do. Rather than scrolling through something else on your phone, take the time to look at your pictures and get rid of the pictures you don't need. Very, very few people will have just one important picture of an event. We'll go to an event or an activity and we'll take 25 pictures of it. And some of them are the same picture. Look through and find the ones that are the best picture of that. You know, you've got a group of people, you had a little reunion or a party or something, and everybody stands up, hey, let's take a group picture. Pick the one. You pick the funny one with the funny faces, or pick the pretty one with the best look on everybody's face. But pick one. You don't have to have 25 of those. That's how we tend to have too many pictures. And then that being said, once you have spent some time paring down stuff like that, then make sure that it goes to the cloud. If you're taking pictures with your phone, then it's going to be with go to the iCloud if you have an Apple, or it's going to go to the Google Cloud if you have an Android phone, depending on which one you have. And do you have Apple?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
So then it should automatically be going to the cloud. So having pictures on your computer when you're looking at your pictures through, and I can't show you because I'm on a laptop, so it's a Microsoft product. So when you're looking at the icon on your computer of your photos, if you're looking at it through the Apple, Joyce, unmute.
Hi, yeah.
Go
Okay,
ahead, you were waving.
I was waving to my grandson who
Oh,
just
okay.
walked in the
I
door.
thought you were like, wait, let me tell you, fill in the word. The Apple word sounds like so looking at the computer. So for instance, let me just share. I can show you through Google. I can't show Apple. It's the same thing, just different platform. But when I go to let's see, let's go here so we can grab some pictures. Actually, I'm going to stop this share a minute. I don't know what I took a picture of lately. Lord only knows what's there before I show it to the rest of the world and have it on video. We'll scroll to something. Oh, it's usually. There we go. Okay. So Scott and I had a really fun paddle day the other day. We went to a place called Bear Lake, which is over near Tuckasegee, Betty, in case you're curious.
Okay.
I'd never been to this lake before. It was real pretty.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see when I'm looking at my pictures, where am I? I'm in Google Photos. These pictures are not on my computer. I'm on the internet right here looking through the Google Photos link, and I'm on Google Photos, but these are my photos. These are my photos. Now, if I want to do something with one of these photos, I could take this one, for instance, and I can download it. Okay, so I can go over here and I can click download. Now I have physically put that picture on my computer.
Oh.
Up until that point, it was not on my computer, but it is now taking up space on my computer.
But it was in your phone, right?
I took it
It
with
was
my
taken up,
phone. I took it
but
with
it was
my-
taking up space in your phone also, correct?
No, never. No, not
Ah.
unless I download it. No, that's the
But-
beauty, and that's to understand how the cloud works. Go ahead, Amy. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, that's okay. So, forgive me, when we take pictures with our phone, it's going into the Google Cloud and not making our phone have too many photos in it?
So here's how you can find this out in terms of how you've got it set up. First question is on your phone, in Android, people tend to do this. Do you have a separate icon that says gallery?
Yes.
Okay. That's taking up space on your phone. That is often taking up space on your phone. You don't need
Okay.
gallery. If you have an Android phone, which you do,
Yeah.
then, and you are using, so here I've got my camera, right? So when I open up
Right.
my camera, it's going to take a picture. Let's see if we can do
Yeah.
this backwards and find the button too. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, so I just took a picture, right? No, I didn't.
Mm.
Let's try it again. Get my finger in the right spot. Okay, so there, I just took a picture of me. Okay. That picture
Okay.
is on my phone. It's in the cloud.
In your,
It's
in the cloud, but
cloud.
not in the gallery because you don't have gallery.
Don't have a gallery. Right.
I would be afraid to get rid of my photos in my gallery. Where are they going to be?
So this is, and for Apple people, it's a similar icon, but there's more petals to it. But the Apple photo icon just looks filled in with more colors, right? So these are your cloud. This is where your cloud photos are going to be. So when you look at your cloud photos, same thing. I'm just scrolling to where these nature pictures are. Okay, I'm in Google Photos. These are not on my phone. When I go, here's how I'm going to know. When I go to my icon that is my files, those are things that are physically on my phone. Now, your file folder is going to look different. Mine is all Google, so it's the Google colors. But when I tap on my files and I look at my images, okay, this one did get here, but it is in Google Photos. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to delete it. Move to trash. Okay, so I'm moving that to trash. Now, when I go to my Google Photos, we're going to look and see, did it go anywhere? No. I took it off my phone, but it is in the cloud here. You see that little check mark?
Yeah.
That means all these things are backed up in the cloud. That check
So
mark.
where is our cloud? Sorry, where's our cloud icon for those that have Android?
You may have to download the Google Photos app if you don't already have this icon, Amy.
Okay,
And-
and that looks like a
It looks
windmill.
like a pinwheel.
Okay. I hope this is as interesting for everybody else as it is for me.
Well, it is for Anne, probably.
Yeah.
So
I have
It is,
OneDrive.
it is
I
for
have-
me. I'm trying to learn about photos.
Oh, thank
Great.
you.
And welcome, Jean. Is that
Yes,
who's speaking? Hi,
Jean
Jean. Welcome.
Brennan. Yeah. I
Welcome.
have a lot of questions about photos that you probably covered a million times, but
That's
I'm on
okay.
it.
Jean, do you get my email, not the Joy email, but my email for this tech class?
I got an email this morning.
No, you don't get mine.
No,
So
just
can
the
you
Zoom email. Yeah.
can you put your email
text.
address in the chat? And I
Yeah.
will make sure, because after this class, I send you all the links and the
Okay.
information and the also the link to this video. We are live streaming. So you get the link to the video so you can rewatch it if you want. So just give me
Okay.
your email. All right, Anne.
Okay.
Okay, I have OneDrive and that has a cloud with it, right? OneDrive has a
Yes.
cloud.
Yep, that's Microsoft.
So that's very similar to what you were just talking about, Google Photos. So when I take a photo with my iPhone, it goes into the OneDrive.
No, it goes into the Apple Cloud.
Okay, it goes to the iCloud.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yep. So to clarify, morning, John, to clarify, when you are taking a photo and if you have multiple places where it can be, do what I just did. take a sample. I just took a picture of myself that I could care less about, right? It's not like some monumental thing. Take a sample, take a picture of an ant on the sidewalk. I don't care.
Yeah.
Try it out, test and see how have you configured your system. For the most part, if you have an Android phone, it's automatically connected to Google. It automatically is. You have an Android phone, they are connected. If you have an Apple phone, it's going to be connected to the iCloud.
Mhm.
That eliminates the need for a gallery. Now, Amy, to clarify, what I would do is look back in your gallery pictures, pick
Mhm.
a photo that maybe you probably should have deleted a while ago because it's blurry or there's 3 of them or whatever. Just pick one,
Mhm.
look at the date on it, make sure you know what it is, where it is, and that particular photo. Then I want you to go into your Google Photos, and you can do this on the computer like I just did, or you can do it on your phone. It doesn't matter. To do it on your phone, you're going to need to have the Google Photos app, which is this icon, right?
Yeah,
So you would
right.
go to your Google Play Store, you would just type in Google Photos and put it on your phone if it's not already on your phone. Okay.
Mhm.
And then look and see, because as you've been taking photos, things have been going to the cloud. You haven't been paying attention because you're used to looking at gallery.
Right.
We don't need gallery anymore. We don't.
And let me add, sorry.
But
So the gallery photos are filling up my phone unnecessarily.
could be, could be. Without your phone in my hand, I can't tell you that for sure. But one thing that you can do is you can go, and this is a good thing for everybody, from time to time, go to your settings on your phone and go to your storage. Okay, so when I go to settings and I scroll down and I find storage, and it's going to look a little bit different in each kind. But when I look at storage, right now I have 81 gigabytes used out of 128 total. So that's kind of getting up there. What's taking up the most is actually apps, and it will rank it. It will have it, and this is again, Google, Apple is going to look slightly different. Apps, 55 gigabytes. So are there some apps I could dump? Probably should. They're taking up a good amount of space. And I haven't done an app cleanse lately, probably since January. So 6 months in, it's a good chance to do that. Images. This says 651, but it's only megabytes. Okay. So images on my phone are not taking up a huge amount of space. They're megabytes versus gigabytes, but they are taking up the next amount of space. Then the next one down is videos, 142 megabytes. I go in there from time to time and clean those out because videos are large and chunky and do take up some space. Games, 1.6 gigabytes, not very much. Trash, 62. That means it's time to clean the trash. So if I've got things in the trash, so I tapped trash, and so it's going to pull up everything in the trash. If I've already put it in the trash, I don't need it, right? So, and it says any file that's been in trash for 30 days will be permanently deleted. But I'm going to select the button that says all items, boom, tap. And then that gives me the opportunity at the bottom to either restore them or delete them. And I'm going to delete them without even looking because I put them in the trash. And it says delete 43 files permanently. This is permanent and cannot be undone. Before, I don't need to get nervous about this because it's going to ask me again, am I sure I want to get rid of this? And I click delete and boom, 62 megabytes just got cleaned off my phone. That was a real simply, now 62 megabytes is not much, but that was a real easy way to make up space. And why I'm going through this is because, Anne, this is the same thing that you can do on your computer. When you go to your settings and you look at your storage and you can see it's going to be ranked. What takes up the most space? What's next? What's next? What's next? Go with it. Go with low-hanging fruit. Pick something right away. Go, trash. I put it in the trash. I made that choice. Delete it. Get rid of your trash. No need to keep it around. And then go through. And so now when I go back to that spot, I see trash has 0 MB because I just got rid of it. All right. Documents, 359 on this phone. Maybe necessary, maybe not. That's something I need to look at. Audio. I have the sound of the ocean waves crashing. I have the sound of fabulous storms, and I have the sound of frogs on my phone. I'm keeping those. Those are a choice I make. Amy.
So if we Android folks get rid of our gallery since we don't need it, can we still find photos just like we're in the gallery from the cloud, correct?
Yes. But again, I want
Okay.
to stress the process. Pick a photo that you don't care
Yeah.
about, identify it in the other space, right? So for your situation, it's going to be identifying it in Google Photos. And the easiest way to do that is by date. Pick if you, for instance, let's see. I'm going to pretend that I'm looking in a gallery. So if I pull all the way down here and I go to a photo here and I pick up a photo, I just picked a random photo, I'm going to pull it up. It's going to tell me the details about it, right? And it's going to tell me when I took this. And this was Sunday, July 20th, 2008. Okay. So now if I had a gallery, I'm going to do this in reverse because I know I'm looking at my Google Photos, but it would be the same if you did it the other way. Look at it in one, then go find it in the other. Okay, July 20th, 2008. So now I'm going to look in this other application. I'm going to see, is it there as well? If it's in your gallery and it's in Google Photos, you're good to go. Pick one you don't like, delete it. Now go back and look in Google Photos. Is it still there? Just like I showed you with the picture I just took of myself. Is it still there? Yes, it's still there. I deleted it off of my phone, which would be like gallery. And now it's not taking up space on my phone. And now I know I've still got that photo because it's in the cloud. It's protected in the cloud. And did something additional to that, which was keep an external hard drive as well, which I highly recommend. I think it's a great thing. The cloud isn't infallible. We put a lot of information in there and a lot of storage. And if you really, really, really care about those particular things, like this is life or death, I need these things, then the backup plan is to make sure you put it on an external hard drive. That
And
way,
that's a fob or something like that.
an external hard drive is going to be bigger than a fob. We're
Okay.
talking about a lot of data. Can you see me, Amy? Because I'm looking at the
Oh,
river.
sorry. Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. So an external hard drive is going to be bigger.
Okay.
Because you want a lot of data. And that being said, modern technology, you can have a lot in a very small space as well, right?
Okay.
You can buy a flash drive, that this one is 32 gigabytes, so that's pretty good. This is a much older one, but you can now buy them that are terabyte size. That's enormous. For our age, we will never be able to fill up terabytes. If we were 16, probably we could fill up terabytes, but at our age, we can't fill up something that holds terabyte size. But
How depressing.
Huh?
How depressing. I'm kidding.
I have a question.
My suggestion to Anne is to go ahead and get a new external hard drive and begin the process. And my first suggestion is probably take up on what Terry said, which is bring it to the Joy Center on Tuesday, 1 o'clock, when the tech guys
Tuesday
are there.
and Wednesday.
What time?
Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
And Wednesday now. Good. So, go back home, get your laptop, bring your hard drive and see what they have to say. And I would like a report. So if you can't come next week, you make sure you tell Terry what happened because I want to hear, was it that the hard drive was corrupted? Was it that the laptop was too full? And And going back to that laptop too full, we just looked at storage, right? And there's real easy ways for you to pick and choose. Hey, I'm going to get rid of a bunch of stuff here so I can give myself some space.
But
And
I have a question about, there are things that called photo stick that you put in and it's supposed to take out your pictures and eliminate the duplicates for you automatically. What do you think about photo stick?
I haven't used one, so I don't have an opinion. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It's a
Okay.
good question, though. I would
Okay.
Google that.
And now I was just at computer repair guy Peter over here in Tavernier. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how the external hard drives now are outdated because you can drop them and like you say, you can break them, you can overheat them or whatever. So the thumb drive would be the alternative or,
It depends on how you're using it. So if you are, most people don't bring their hard drives anywhere.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You have your laptop here and you've got your external hard drive here. You're not taking it anywhere. I mean, I guess the only time I would take it is when I'm evacuating.
Yeah.
Because that's the important stuff. You don't want to get wet. You don't want it to get blown away in a hurricane. So yeah, I would take it then. But the rest of it's not like you're carrying it to the grocery store. You
Okay.
know? You don't need to take it anywhere with you. It's a storage spot, and just like all of your other valuables, when it's time to evacuate, you've got a go box, and that's one of the things that goes in the go box. The values you will not leave behind, and you take that with you, but you're going to care for it like it's a piece of china. You're not going to care for it like it's a rubber ball,
Right.
right? So I'm going to disagree with him a little bit on that.
Well,
Just
I dropped one on the floor and I lost everything because it broke inside.
okay.
But so I never can.
I want to
retrieve
know
it.
why you were carrying it somewhere.
No, I was just sitting at my desk and I had a ceramic floor. It fell off the desk onto the floor and it hit flat and
Sure.
broke everything inside.
Gotcha.
Could never retrieve it. I took it to a computer guy that
Yeah.
was here and he
Yeah.
he
that-
froze it. He froze it. He thought he could do it, but there are things inside that you have to open it up and it
Oh
would
yeah,
have been very costly to repair.
for sure.
My other question is that since my oops, oh, there you go.
Keep going.
I'm looking at the photo stick.
Yeah, keep talking though.
Since my computer has very little memory available left in it, if I plug in an external drive, does everything on that automatically get loaded into my computer where it would crash it? Or is it just, can I just view what's on the external drive and not crash my laptop?
If your laptop is full, you're not going to be able to look at the stuff that's on there, most likely.
Oh, okay. That might be why it shut down when I plugged it in.
Could be.
Yeah.
All right. So AI says a photo stick is easy to back up and store photos and videos, especially from smartphones, computers, and tablets without the need for complex software or cloud storage. It offers a simple automatic way to create backups and free up space on your device. So it looks like it might be an option for you. If the only thing you're dealing with is photos. User friendly, just plug in and click to start. Automatic. Many photo sticks can't scan for backups, saving you time. By backing up photos and videos, free up space. Provide a secure way to store your memories separate from cloud platforms. So maybe if you are not using an external hard drive for documents or other things, then maybe the photo stick is the option for you. If you're only thinking about photos, then that might be the option for you. One thing I will say on any device that you buy, don't buy the cheapest one. You will get what you pay for. Buy the one with the most storage space possible, and don't buy the cheapest.
Okay.
It's never going to turn out well.
Okay.
You want something that's well reviewed, well recognized, and is used by a lot of people. Terry?
I started using this cleanup app that
Oh,
duplicates, I mean, it takes any duplicate photos. It goes through my, you know, my contacts. It really is wonderful. I just started using it and I got rid of, I mean, the advertisement says, you know, this is the wrong thing to do, to go sit there and look through your photo. I mean, you know, it just, the advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Cleanup, and there's another one that I've been advertised a lot, but I just found it to be amazing. It helped me go on to other things too. When I saw I eliminated this picture, I saw I had 5 pictures of the same yoga class, or, you know, things that were, I didn't notice really, even if
Yeah.
it maybe, you know, so,
So you have an Apple phone?
yeah.
So, okay.
I mean,
So
that's
it's
one,
called Clean Up, CLEAN up.
yeah, it looks like that with diamonds.
Oh, diamonds, okay.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I have practiced with one of those in the past. I was not impressed. So, while you were talking, I went here, and so here's all of the benefits. AI overview, frees up storage, improves device performance, removing blah, blah, blah. Here's some examples. There's a multitude of options here for you. Which one are you using, Terry?
Cleanup. It's just called Cleanup.
This one here, phone storage cleaner. Clean
yeah,
up.
let's see,
Okay.
yes.
And so notice that there are links for each of these things. So AI generated the answer, but it also provided me a link so that I could look. And if I go over here, it looks like the link is taking me to the actual getting the app on your phone. So if I click on this, it's going to give me one of these on the side, which is going to be to actually get the specific one. I'm going to, because I'm me, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to see, okay, so there's the information from Apple, cleanup. So that is, you know, just from the Apple App Store right here. Then I'm going to say, is the cleanup app any good? It's a mixed bag. Offers a range of features, has a higher rating, the one that Terry was talking about. Some users experience issues like crashers and inaccurate detection, and that's why I'm leery just a little bit. Excels in features like duplicate photo and video detection and compression. However, it can be cluttered. Some features like the secret library might be unnecessary. Did you pay for it?
Yes.
Okay. Some reviewers criticize its pricing and advertising tactics. So here's the pros, here's the cons on it. So like with anything, there's going to be good and bad. And in each of these things, there's a link so that you can look and see more about that particular thing. So I'll send you this, this page as well, so you all can decide for yourself. But good information. I mean, that's how we learn about new stuff is listening to other people's experiences. I had used the Avast one and I hated it. It was clunky, it was slowed everything down, and it made bad choices as well. So hard to say.
Betsy, which one do you use?
I don't use any of them.
Oh, okay.
I establish good practices in the now.
Yeah.
So an example, generally speaking, when I take photos at the end of the day, like I don't take photos every day, but at the end of my day, when I take photos, I look and see which ones I like. I look and see which ones are in focus. I look and see, oh, I have 6 photos of this waterfall. Do I need that? No. So at the end of the day, I'm my own cleanup and I'm making my own choices about it versus something else choosing for me. That's just me. Good habits, good digital hygiene habits are always good. And they're a habit. When you start to do it that way, what I have found, which is really interesting, is my picture taking habits have changed, right? So back when we got these smartphones, it's like, I can take a million pictures and I don't have to get them. Remember back when you had the thought, oh, I don't have to go to fill in the blank to have this roll of film processed and pay for all these out of focus pictures. I can take all the pictures in the world I want. And so we all kind of went crazy with it. And we end up, if you look back on older photos, you tend to have more unnecessary photos. And as we use this wonderful technology, you tend to take less because you realize same thing with the hard copy of the photo. How many times do you look at it? How often do you revisit that moment? It's a question
as
you want
much.
to ask yourself. Joyce.
So on photos, you also have the option of live, which is basically, I think, 2 or 3 photos, and I have to constantly click on it. It, again, is taking up twice the space.
Now this is on Apple.
Yeah.
Scott took some live photos the other day when we were at the waterfall, and he was showing me, oh, how cool this was. And I was like, yeah, okay.
But,
You
but
know,
each
it's like,
photo is 2 or 3 photos.
yes, it is.
Oh,
It is.
good. I didn't know that. So how do you turn that off?
Just go to your settings.
You go to your settings, there's a little thing in the corner that says live, and where you want the one with a line through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No live. Yeah. Because it is. It's like a little mini, it's like a GIF.
Yeah.
Raise it up, Joyce. Raise it up. Raise it up. There you go. Okay, there you go. And which corner is it in?
It's this thing right there.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I forgot about that, not having an iPhone.
Mhm.
Terry.
You can also, on the picture you've already taken, because my camera for a long time kept going back. I don't know what I did, but it was on live almost all the time. And you can go to that picture and take off live if you've already done it.
You can. On my phone, when I take pictures now, because it's a newer feature, there will oftentimes be so in my photo gallery, Amy, hope you're still with us. Amy still with us? There she is.
Of course I am. Yep. What? Looking.
So when okay, there it is. I flipped it around, I touched it. Okay, so notice in my corner here where it says 2, and that's 2.
Uh-huh.
So what these did was, and I appreciate this feature in my phone. It doesn't happen for every single one, but if I take 2 pictures in a row, so here it is, and I can see down at the bottom, here's this one, and I tap, and there's that one, slightly different space. I will often take 2 right away, boom, boom, and look, and then come back and look on later on, see which one is better, which one do I like either one of them. If I want to delete, let's say, let me just look at the other one. Okay, so I look and I want to delete this one. It's a weird position, and I go to trash. It's going to ask me, do you want to delete both photos or the current one only? Well, I liked the other one, so I'm going to just delete that first one. So now I only have one of this thing. If I look at this one, so this is mushrooms, fungus that grow like stalactites. Look at how long they are. They're like hanging down from this log. They're really bizarre. So I was fascinated by these. I can also choose, so you can see I took 2 photos right in a row. I can also tap this little grid here, and when I tap the grid, then it opens it up and it shows me both of the photos like that. So I can go in the upper corner and it gives me an option to unstack the photos so it can separate them so that I'm not having to go back and forth to look at them. I can just choose to unstack the photos. Now I'm scrolling that one, whoops, that one or that one, that one or that one. So I can see a bigger picture of it to decide which one I want. I truly do not need 2 of these photos, so I delete one. The other one,
Betsy,
yeah,
Is that in every Android phone or just your particular one?
I'm using Google for all of my stuff. So in my Android phone, I'm using Google Photos, and Google Photos is giving me that feature.
Oh, okay.
If you're not using Google Photos, I don't think you have that feature because I'm in Google Photos.
Okay. I don't know how to get into it. One day I'll find out.
You download the app.
Oh, download that. Okay.
Yep. All right. So, I don't know if we solved Anne's problem, but we gave her some options. We didn't talk about Carlene and her volume at all, but it would make sense to me that if you flip something upside down, the up volume is going to be on the other side. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a fun thing. And then what was the other one you said, Carlene, besides the volume? She's not there. Pretty sunset though. Or sunrise. No, I think she might have
It
sunset.
is. It's a
All right.
sunset.
Terry.
Really fast. Whenever we've given our camera to somebody young, I mean, it's hard to tell what young is anymore. Let's say over under 40. Sometimes they take like 10 pictures, like I forget what it's called,
they're-
but
Yeah, they're keeping
it just,
pressing on that thing.
but it is something that takes a bunch of pictures so that they say, okay, then just
They're-
look for one
They're
that you
holding the
like.
button down.
Yeah, I don't know if you've experienced that. It just is,
Yeah.
my son does that all the time too. Then later on, he just picks the one he likes, so he doesn't have to stand there and
Keeps
figure
his
it
finger
out.
on the
Yeah.
button.
Yeah.
I think it's just holding on to the button longer.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Get used to that.
I'm just
Um,
guessing.
And Jean, I noticed you did not put your email in the chat yet. If you want to get the email that
I did put it into the Joy one private. I didn't want to blast it, but I texted Joy only. Are
okay.
you Joy?
No.
I didn't see your name in there, in the
Um,
participants.
okay.
Betsy, right?
Yeah.
I don't see Betsy in the participants.
You say
Well-
Joy Center on your,
Yeah, it does say Joy Center here, but I don't see, all I see is backups take up most of my iCloud.
That was the main chat, but I did a private chat to you.
Interesting.
To Joy
Okay.
Center, what I thought was you, because I don't see your name in
Okay.
the participants list.
I'm going to give you mine.
But I emailed you just a minute ago with a question, so you'll have my email.
You don't. Which email did you send it to?
The HHH something.
Oh, okay. You did.
Yeah,
All right.
the
So
one
then
that's in the
you're-
Joy announcement. That one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So then I will have yours. Super.
Yeah.
Okay. So today we were actually going to talk about travel. And so for those of you who showed up for travel information, I have a lot of things to share, and you're going to get all of the links for this, so we'll have time to cover most of it. So let's look first of all at let's see. Technology guidelines. Actually, we'll do this one first. So this is an article from US Cellular, and I get my research from all over the place. Basically by typing in a question and figuring out what it is and whether or not it's valuable information. So this is from US Cellular, and I looked at these, and these make perfect sense to me. So 5 essential tips from US Cellular. Download offline maps. If you are traveling and driving somewhere, Google Maps and Apple Maps both give you offline capabilities so that you can download your route when you don't have service. You may be traveling somewhere where if you're just going to a city, great. But there are, even in Florida, places where there is not great service. I'm thinking of that little section when you're on the turnpike, and I think it's just north of Orlando, somewhere near that town with that hilarious name. What is it? What is it? Oh, I can't remember what it is right now, but there's a place north of Orlando where there's like no service, unless they've put up a new tower in the last year. The last time I drove through there, there was not. And in fact, my daughter got a flat tire near there, and there was very poor service as well. So I'm pretty sure that they did not put any better service in there. So download yourself an offline map. It's going to save a lot of time, and unless you're, the paper map person, much easier to have that offline map to use on your device. Staying connected, really good to use texting and messaging apps like WhatsApp or Signal that will allow you to use whatever Wi-Fi that's available without international texting fees. Also, they are more secure. Know your mobile plan. If you're traveling somewhere that is not the US, like even Mexico and Canada, make sure that you talk with your provider about what options you have and what would be the best service for you and the least expensive service for you. Protect. So making sure that back up your phone using iCloud and Google Drive, also using screen locks, biometrics, physical protection, making sure that you have things that are going to keep your stuff waterproof and unsmashed. And if you are traveling internationally, if you set your phone to US mode, it's going to allow you to enjoy some of the features of your phone without racking up rates. So, if you're using roaming and we're talking about international travel only, set it in US mode, then you can't use those things, which will also help unplug you, which is also a really good idea when you're traveling. We want these devices, we want these things so that we can get from here to there, so we can do the research before we get there. So once we get there, if we decide to go off of our plan and find other things to do, great. But also important to unplug and just enjoy the moment. Put it into airplane mode so you can just take photos. And then look at your photos at the end of the day, screen through them and go, yeah, I don't need 6 pictures of the Eiffel Tower. 1 is sufficient, just to prove I was there. Make it a good one. Anne?
Whenever I'm traveling, of course, you take a lot of pictures and you want to send your pictures to other people. So, I've tried to send them as attachments to emails. I have Ymail, and Ymail only lets you send so many pictures, maybe 3 or 4 as attachments, but WhatsApp lets you send a whole bunch of pictures and videos.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Good point. Really good point. Another option is if you are using Apple or Google Photos, you can share with a link. You can pick a bunch of photos and you can create a link and just send that link to someone, and then they can see those. You can also do sharing. If there's someone in particular, I'll just pick Paris again. You go to Paris and your friend who had gone there 2 years ago had told you all of these things, and you really want to share your Paris experience with that person, then you can add them to a sharing folder. And so they can look at every picture as you take it because they are sharing it within this folder. I think Terry uses it for family sharing, right?
Yeah.
So with Apple Family Sharing, great option for them to be able to see. And all they have to do is go into their Apple Photos and then look at their sharing link, and then you don't have to send anything. It's right there because, again, it's up in the cloud. I say up. There's no really up.
Move to share.
All right, next one. Whoops, not that share. Stop share. Let's go back. Share, here we go. All right, next one. This is from Northeastern University. So this is very geeky, very techy. This is designed for their students, but still good information. General tips for traveling with electronic devices. Number 1, they've said it like twice. Don't expect privacy. You don't even think that it's going to happen, because we actually have pretty darn good privacy here compared to some other countries. And don't assume that your VPN will work 100% of the time in all areas. Assume no right to privacy at borders and points of entry. You don't have any privacy there. Don't leave devices unattended. That seems pretty simple, but you know, just a good habit to have. Know that technology and devices are subject to restrictions depending on where you go, and it lists some examples here. We strict or require licenses for importation of certain devices and software. If you're doing any wild international travel, good things to know. Leaving your devices and data at home. Um, you know, these are probably not so much for us unless we're really that adventure traveler where we're going somewhere that could be an issue. But it is good information and just something to look at. Avoid connecting to public wireless networks. Those are never a good situation. I would not suggest those. Just not a good idea. Not safe, not secure, and leaves you vulnerable. All right, there were some tech gadgets that I really thought were interesting, and something that let me find it. This one. All right, this I found from one of the other articles that I'm going to share with you and send to you, but I never heard of one of these and I really like it. This is called a PortaPow data blocker. So when you go somewhere and you plug in to charge, particularly like we'll use an airport as an example, there are opportunities for people to steal your data and your information. If you plug this in first and then plug yourself into this PortaPow, then it's going to protect you. It's going to actually give you the electricity that you need, but it is not going to allow anyone to steal your information because you've plugged into a public place where you can plug in. So I'm going to send you this. This is how to use it, what it is, and all of that. But it's a great, great idea. And again, with the AI, there are links here so you can learn more specifically by clicking on any of these links. You can also scroll down and there's the company itself, Data Blocker. How does it work? Great information right there. I never heard of these and didn't know it was possible. I'm going to ask you, as always, don't buy from Amazon for heaven's sakes. Buy directly from the company. And I did look, you can buy these on eBay. You can buy these at Walmart, which isn't a whole lot better than Amazon, but it's not Amazon. So there's my ad for the day about not using Amazon. Joyce.
Okay, my son who works for Microsoft Security says, yes, he has one of those, but if you just have a little brick, the kind that you plug into the wall and take your own brick, that'll do the same job.
Okay.
Buy something new.
So, you're saying by brick, you're meaning one of those chargers?
The little tiny, the little tiny white brick that plugs into the wall that you put your wire into.
Okay.
Yeah, and instead of using their port, just use any electrical outlet, plug your brick into there
Great.
and you're safe.
Yep. So a lot of people will tend, and I don't have, well, here I do. A lot of people will use like one of these or one of these and plug directly in.
Right. Don't
Hard
do
to see
that.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want to do that. What she's saying is to here's
Keith, you
one.
got a brick?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, who has a
I
brick?
do. Using one of these
Yeah, a little,
to
yeah,
actually
Right.
plug in.
yeah.
And that way you're going to be able to protect yourself because you're just going for power. Not plugging into a port. So anything that looks like a USB kind of port, you do set yourself up for data stealing. And sometimes people tend to not think about taking those bricks, and just use, because so many places have it where you can just plug into, without using the brick. Medina.
And was just saying in hotel rooms, there's on the lamp.
Yeah,
you could have the
yeah,
USB,
exactly. And we're saying don't use that. Medina.
Don't use that in a hotel room.
When you have the opportunity to just take this end and
Yeah.
plug into something, or
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to take one of these along, we're saying use this. Do not just go wire to
Okay.
device.
Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention is I think I have 4 of them. I think I bought one and it got 3 as a gift. These portable chargers that you can keep in your purse.
Yep, yep.
But the ones that I have are kind of big and a little heavy. I think they make them much smaller now.
Mine are about this big. They're a little heavy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there's Terry's. Yeah.
This
I
is
mean,
big, but
yeah.
the same one comes small too. And some of them have you don't need this wire. It has the wire on it.
already attached. The
Yeah.
newer ones have the wire already part of it, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how much lighter they are. I haven't shopped for one lately. I do know that the size is going to, the bigger the size, the more juice you're going to get. You know, a really small one might only give you an extra hour, and I'm making these numbers up, you know, whereas a bigger one might give you 5 hours. So you do want to take that into consideration.
Yeah. you just can-
Are you using it as just something to get you through to the next, you know, charging station? You know, and you only need it for a little bit. And remember
But
that
honestly,
go ahead.
I really haven't even, I think I've only used it once or twice because, when I'm in the car, my phone is plugged in and it's being charged.
Yeah.
And at night, my phone is plugged in being charged. And
Yeah.
I only carry it in my purse on very rare occasions. If I'm going to be out all day and I know I'm going to be using the phone a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're going to be away from the car,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. Let me go back to, and thank you for that, Joyce. The other, I have several other articles that I'm going to be sharing with you. We're getting fairly close to when we need to stop talking. But these articles, notice I am more than halfway down this article. This particular one is about travel in general. And so it lists like a lot of things like the best towels and the razors and oh, whatever. But I wanted to scroll down and get to this, which I also didn't know existed. And this is if you own Bluetooth headphones or earbuds that won't work in wired mode, there is a Bluetooth transmitter that will let you connect to the plane's audio with a standard jack. So, you know, on planes, if you wanted to listen to the audio, you've got to plug in something. And so here's a solution to this. Many of us do what Terry has talked about for years, which is, you know, she downloads a book, downloads a movie, and brings it with her. So that she doesn't have to use whatever their options are. But this is a kind of cool little thing. It doesn't cost a lot, and you get to plug in to the plane's audio. Now, it would be really nice if the airlines actually realized that, and maybe the technology of having so many people in one space using Bluetooth wouldn't work. And that may be it, because of course Bluetooth is using some real proximity radio waves, proximity waves to get information to people. And so it might not work having so many in close proximity. That might be why you still have to plug in, but that's a cool little thing for $30. You can plug in and use your earbuds because you're connecting to the plane using this little thing you can plug in.
I
So
got it.
that's cool.
Bye-bye. See you next
Bye,
week.
Martin. Thanks.
Right.
Um,
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. And this article has a lot of other technology things, best tablets, blessed earplugs. This is always nice to know when you're traveling. Nothing like having some good earplugs with you. Can be very, very helpful. Also, this particular sleep mask has come up again and again and again as the best sleep mask, and you can buy it directly from Nidra. You do not have to buy it from Amazon. It's not very expensive, and it apparently does a really good job, much better than the flat kind of sleep masks. Those are good things when traveling. Compression socks, good things for traveling, not necessarily tech related, but kind of some good information. All right, we have 2 minutes left. There are about at least 6 or 7 articles that I'm going to send you in links through the email. I want to know, what do you want to explore next week?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Facebook again, all the
Facebook
things,
again?
Instagram. Let's go through all those that we scratch our heads with our young kids doing.
Oh, that means I can sleep in.
Oh, that means you can
No.
sleep in. Never
No.
mind.
Sleep in.
All right, who's not muted that ought to be?
Who's not, what?
There we go. Got it. Okay. I got it.
What about backing up?
What
computer?
else?
Backing up?
Backing up.
What
Making
about sharing?
Backups and sharing. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are some good things. All right, so we're gonna not do, let's see.
We could talk about everything but Facebook. How about that?
All right, we got that.
If
Yeah.
you could do Facebook, I could just sleep in a little bit.
No,
No,
we
no.
want Medina here, so we're not gonna do that.
No, I think we all know Facebook. Let's talk about all the other ones that we scratch our heads.
Okay. All right. So we got doing backups, sharing, syncing, all of that. One thing you want to make sure that you do is take a look at your stuff. So we're gonna talk about backing up our stuff. We're gonna talk about sharing, and we're gonna talk about syncing. I want you to look at your things. If you don't automatically already know how to do all that stuff, then I want you to look at your stuff and go, how does it work on my thing? Whether it's your tablet, your phone, your computer, how does it work on yours? Kind of dig into it a little bit this week. Take 10 minutes just so that you know where to find that stuff. And if you're completely lost about it, that's okay. We'll start from scratch, but I can only show you from my system. I can't show you from your system. So I will have Scott's iPad with me so that I can look at it from that perspective as well. But it'll be an iPad versus a computer. Terry.
Speaking of Facebook or social media, we're having on July 8th, we're having a 100th birthday party for Mickey Frankel. And we're gonna have cake and stuff here, and we're hopefully everybody will invite other people if you're not around to see, but share that. It comes in your, it's been on Facebook, but also share it on from the newsletter and the website. And we're trying to get 100 cards at least to Mickey. So look on, oh, hey, she put it up on here, that it's real important. It takes a minute, and it'll be really a fun thing to have, get her all these cards. So it is on your, as I said, you'll see it in the newsletter, on the website, which has been really great. If people start using it, it just is so much easier. You can just go on there, click on this class if you're on Zoom. You don't have to like go through a whole lot of other things. So my advertisement for the day.
Okay, so here's the new website, classes and RSVP right up here in the corner. This is justolderyouth.inc.org, and we can look and see here are classes, RSVP, descriptions, schedule, all of that stuff. So great website, but also I want to look back at, pull it back to Mickey. And here is send a birthday card. We want to get 100 cards. The Joy Center, P.O. Box 1735, Tavernier 33070. Everybody, I don't care if you know Mickey or not, send her a birthday card. She's 100. Fabulous. And her birthday is actually July 12th, but the party is on July 8th. If you are in the Keys, go wish her a happy birthday. God
It'll be
bless her.
fun.
It'll be fun. The other thing that I want to make sure everyone knows before we go, and then we are going, is that starting in July, new class link. Okay. So the Zoom link that you've been using to get here so far is not going to work in July. Okay. Very clear. Get your email from the Joy Center, click to register for the new Zoom link. That Zoom link will carry you through December 31st, but you need to register for the new class. That's next week.
I don't like it.
Huh?
I don't like it. I don't know if we'll be able to do it.
Even more so. I'm going to make her change it more frequently just because of that, Miss Amy.
You are so ornery.
Remembering how to do things that you know how to do. It's also a
Okay.
security thing. So please make sure that you register for the class. I'll see you next week under the new registration.
I hope so.
All right.
Bye.
Have a great
Just
week,
go to the
everybody.
Thank you.
website and you can get on
Thank
there.
you.
Thank you.
See you Friday, Betty.
Yep, sounds good.
Bye.
Do you have
Bye.
Ann's email, or should send it to her to get Ann on the email list?
Let me see if I have Ann's. I may still have it. Let's make sure that it is
Harry,
accurate.
Harry, what time is the party for Mickey?
I think it's 10,
Ann,
12, I think.
10:30.
10:30.
Mickey's
Thank
party's
you.
10:30.
I don't have it.
Ann, is it still Captain Ann at ymail.com?
Yes, that's
Got it.
Okay, great.
I will
And,
add
Are
you.
you sending the Zoom link to all of us in our emails?
I am not. I
Oh.
am not. It's not my job. It comes from the Joy Center email, which comes out
From-
Sunday morning, 8 o'clock.
From the Joy Center,
The
okay.
Joy Center. Yep. Just Older Youth
And
Incorporated.
on the website.
Yep,
Harry,
you can also go to the website. Sign up
Harry,
there.
one more question. Is Mickey's birthday going to be available on Zoom?
Oh, I don't know.
Good idea.
Good idea.
We don't all live there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
Thank